So massive point of the game was this personal foul that Joey Bosa got for saying something to the ref. But here's what Joey Bosa had to say about the overall situation in his postseason press briefing before he leaves for the offseason.
I need to be more accountable for my actions, obviously, but it's a heated game, and I'm hurting out there. I'm playing on half a leg. I'm getting dragged to the ground, whatever could hurt me, along with screwing our team. And maybe some of them weren't as blatant as I thought, but I don't know. I think there just needs to be more accountability on. If I say something to them, I get a $40,000 fine. But if they blow a call that ruins an entire team's season, they're probably back in the locker room after the game, like, got that. Oh yeah, got him. 15 yards. What a loser! I guarantee it. That's what they're talking like in the back. Whatever. Power trip. I'm sick of those people, and I'm just about my third F-bomb so far. Sorry, but man, oof.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Joey Bosa feels personally attacked by these refs. Listen to him describing what they're probably doing because they caught him. He feels as if these refs feel a way about him, that whenever they get him for a personal foul, whenever they run down, what you say, motherfucker, what you say, and they get him, they're like pumped to tell the rest of the refs, like, got that fucking piece of shit Bosa. That's how Bosa is talking, and I guess we should watch the tape a little bit more. Is Bosa just always getting fucked over by the refs? Because that's what that feels like. Because to get to a point where he's like, I'm going to say it how it is. We do not recommend you do that. That's a PR person. Here, after the PR person, he's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. After a coach hears about this, you should not do this, Joey. Joey, listen, this is a bad idea. You're not going to be happy with the amount of money they're going to fine you and how the refs are going forward. Nope, somebody needs to say it. If I don't say it, who's going to say it? Then Staley probably, Joe, I picked up your helmet. You threw it back down again. You know, we all were upset about it, but please don't, do what you're about to do. Joey goes, nope. Where are these microphones and cameras? Something has to be said. And I think we're seeing more of this. Just like Rappaport talked about, Micah is chiming in on it. Micah and Joey Bosa, obviously massive parts of the NFL community and very popular names and figures in the league. So they're going to say stuff. It's going to have a little bit more sway than maybe other people. What did you think of Joey Bosa there, a fellow? He went to Ohio State, right? And he's from Fort Lauderdale, so he's not necessarily an Ohio fuck, but I enjoyed that he said that, and he's taking it personal. It feels like he thinks it's personal, which I respect as well.
I wonder how long this has been brewing. That's the thing. Like, that's not just from one game that he feels that way. Like, I appreciate him being honest. I definitely appreciate the honesty. I don't know if the refs – I think the refs are probably big fans of Joey Bosa. That's the thing. Like, the refs want to take pictures with him and show their kids and their friends. Like, hey, look at this. They don't want to be that guy. Now, the ref that chased him down, I would love to know what was said. That was odd to me. Like, what – yeah, I don't know. What is there a rule book on what you can and cannot say, especially to a ref?
Yeah, and then was he asked to repeat it? And was he told, like, you say it one more time?
He's not talking to him. He's not looking and, like, taunting him. He's walking off frustrated, yelling. And I understand that. He's basically speaking to the ref, but he's not showing him up and getting in his face, at least.
Yeah, and also there's a lot of bad things being said by people whenever they don't have or make a play and something bad happens. So he says it walking past guy, probably about ref. And then Joey Bosa tries to avoid him again. And then a ref goes, what? Say it one more again. I dare you. Say it one more again. He said it. Can't do it.
See ya.
What was it?
That's what, but we'll never know because they protect these things. We know there's 700 mics on the field, but sometimes these things don't get out. There was something else that was said.
Oh yeah,
that we never got.
Yeah,
what was that
the bonk.
This year?
Talk about the bonk on the head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like there's always things that they find a way to keep it under wraps, and I just don't know what you could do.
Because you offensive linemen are cheating every single play, and that is what Joey Bosa is basically talking about here. But guy was clearly offsides. So Rappaport said that Bosa was upset about two things: the guy lining up in the backfield and holding him. It was like, well, it's actually three things then, because if you do look, he is lined up off the line pretty much to tackle is, which obviously gives him a massive advantage. There's rules where your helmet has to break the ass of the center, I do believe. Is that
Belt line.
The belt line, so they can't say ass, the belt line of the center. So it's three things, because that guy jumped early too.
Oh, yeah.
So he's in the backfield, jumps early, and Bosa probably thinks he held him. I guess that happens on every single play. I didn't see anything different on that play than a play that hasn't been called before. But he was genuinely pissed off about that. And it happens against offensive linemen, though, too. You guys get fucked over every once in a while. Bosa's tired of it, though. He's sick of it for all parties. And I think this might be a driving change in how officiating is kind of handled in the NFL going forward.
We've talked about it all year. These refs, they get this handbook or they go over this tutorial before the season, and it's like, hey, scan the field, look for this. And that is the worst way to officiate games, because like when you see whatever, a guy fall on the ground, like that doesn't mean he was fucking held. Like, and boom, we throw it on an offensive lineman, or vice versa. Like, okay, he's looking at the guard, now you don't see what's happening to Bosa, or whatever, vice versa. But there needs to be more accountability going on in the ref world. It really does.
Hell yeah. And I think we're going to get it, AJ. I think we're going to get it. Hey,
hope.
Bosa.
Don't try.
Bosa, you're going to have to pay for this.
That's right.
Hey, they're going to get.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to
Get
get
fined.
money. You're going to get fined.
You also think there's a chance we never hear that because they don't want people realizing, like, oh, shit, this ref was actually kind of antagonizing him a little bit. Like,
Well, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what AJ's first thing is. Have you ever
Chased
seen
him
it?
down.
Yeah.
He
Right.
wasn't in his face. That's the thing. Bosa, I'm not saying he's right. Didn't take his helmet off, slam it, all that. But he turned and he was frustrated. I think he did what people do when you're frustrated. He's turning and yelling to the silence. He knows he's speaking to the ref, but he didn't get in his face. Like, if he was in his face doing this, then I would say absolutely throw the flag on him.
Wait. Say it again.
there,
Did
right,
you?
yeah.
Did you? What did you do? It.
He's probably saying, I'm not even talking to you, man. Like, get out of my face.
Like, it's not the same, but that's kind of similar to Tony Correnti sticking his pooper out and, forcing contact and then throwing
for
the
that
flag.
still
was
shit.
that
Yeah.
was absolutely
Wow.
that was
Mark.
asinine that happened.
Don't know what he said to the official. It does seem that he was frustrated with two things. One, the tackle basically lining up in the backfield, which, like, if you watch it, it happened all the time. And then people holding him and no calls. And I will guess, based on my, let's say, intuition of this situation, that was not the first time that he had bitched to the refs during that game. Probably every play would be my guess. So I think at some point, when the ref ran up to him to foul him, which you never see, it seems like kind of enough was enough.
What'd you say?
But I mean, like, what? Can you remember that where a ref literally ran up to a player and then fined him for what the player said in response? I could not.
I remember when what's his face backed his ass up into that guy. What'd you say? What'd you say? You said what? Say it again. Say it. You won't. Yeah, you did. What? All right. All right. I guess. I asked you to say it. Did you say what I think you just said?
You did.
And you said I did say it. And then I questioned you again. I said you won't say it again. And you said it again. I had to. What do you want?
We'll try.
Hey, Pat, I assume at some point you have argued with refs. Is there a magic word where it's like if you say this, you're out of here? Like, is it like baseball where there's one thing where like, oh man, you can't go there?
I think if you, he didn't say jive turkey. He did not. He said,
No,
Call anyone
JT.
no, it's, I think, I don't know. I've gotten away with saying a lot of stuff to refs. Like, since I'm a kid, I've talked to refs soccer since I'm a little kid. Like, probably shouldn't be talking to the refs. So I've always felt obligated to let them know when I thought it was a good call. I've always given credit for the good call, but also like, hey, are we going to talk about how does that even happen? Try to keep it light. It's all in the delivery, I think, how you deliver it. Like me and Sterator, now granted we're both Western Pennsylvania, paisans, of course. But, like, I started talking to him just because of how big of a fan I was of him growing up, watching how he handles games and how he handles himself. So, like, there's refs that are good at managing, like, people and communication. And I think they're open to hearing, like, hey, I'm getting fucking held on every single one. They're like, all right, you got it. Okay, you got it. But there's some refs that you can't, like, the vibe is just like, don't even talk to them. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Need to get those refs out. Need to get those refs out of the game. See, those are the refs that we need no longer in the frame, you see? And then we bring in the ones that are like, oh, I'm a massive part of this game. How I decide to call this game impacts everything, everything that's going on. So I think that's a big part. All the refs that we think are good, you talk about Gene, you talk about Hockey Lee, you talk about Cleat, I think is good. The guy the other night with the Bills and the Dolphins, I don't know his name, but him saying offsetting personal foul this way, we fucking move on when it was a clear ejection could have happened for a couple people. Like, that's a human understanding.
That was a hilarious sequence, by the way, of who is it? It was Christian Wilkins, right? It was basically to Josh Allen, like, all right, I'm going to stand in front of you. We're not going to get involved.
He hits him. Hold on, Ian. Boom, he hit him. And then Josh, fuck you.
Like, all right, no, we're good.
Oh, man. I loved everything about this whole situation.
Oh, yeah.
From beginning, I like Christian Wilkins doing exactly what Christian Wilkins does, getting a shot on the quarterback. Like, that is exactly.
And then Josh is like, all right, I'll see you later.
Well, Josh, remember, he and Christian have some.
They got some history.
They have some history, those two. So Christian doing that to Josh in that moment because it was an interception, awesome. Perfect Christian Wilkins play. Now, on the flip side, perfect Josh Allen response.
Yep.
What, dude? Pushes so hard he loses his balance. He thought he was throwing. He thought he was taking. Christian Wilkins was leaving his feet, going to ground whenever Josh delivered. Like, that was it felt like because he fell afterwards. And then them getting into it and almost fighting. Like, I love that. Like, that is, I think everybody in Buffalo loved that their quarterback did that. Did not love that Christian was touching our quarterback, though. So we have to come our quarterback can't be the tough guy here.
Yep.
This cannot be the case. Boom, we go in there. So I think it was handled perfectly. But those refs are humans, you know? They're not just rule books. Like, they're humans. Like, hey, I can't give you that. I can't give you that. I can give you that. I hear you. You also did that. Like, that's how hockey refs are in the NHL. And I think, like, the NFL could get that if they have a full-time thing. But hopefully they'll be able to fix it. And Joey Bosa, I'm excited to hear what happens to him. I think that's going to be hefty.